and welcome to Podclass.
Beyond the Bell.
My name is Sunny.
And I'm Charlotte Chomley.
How you been today, Charlotte?
Oh, not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. Got some tests coming up.
Yeah, same. English.
Yeah. So today we've got Principal Gray in, and we're going to ask her a couple of questions about 100% kindness.
Hi guys, lovely to see you.
How are you doing today?
I'm very well. I'm very excited about our first podcast.
Yeah. Have you got anything busy on the agenda today?
Oh, back to back.
Sounds like a busy
full day.
So we're going to ask you a couple of questions about 100% kindness.
Fantastic.
And, kind of understanding what that is and what it looks like for you.
Yeah.
Did you want to start with what your definition of 100% kindness is?
Yeah, absolutely. So my definition of kindness is really looking at everybody through the eyes of not really being clear on what everybody is carrying. And I think if we can treat everybody with that care and respect and just be kind to people, then you can actually make people's day a lot better. And you don't have to know what someone's challenges or worries are. But if you're just nice to people, thinking that everybody is carrying a heavy load at times, then we can actually make a difference to people's lives.
Yeah. Is there like a specific moment in your life that you kind of had this realisation about this?
Yeah, definitely. So I was on one school holidays and I was chatting to a friend of mine and I was talking about really having a vision for having schools where there was no meanness, absolutely no meanness. And my friend said, that's impossible. And I said, what do you mean it's impossible? And she said, well, all schools have meanness. Like that has been how it is forever. And I said, but why? Why do we just accept that that's okay? We don't accept that in the workplace. There are laws in Australia that say in the workplace you need to show kindness. You need to not be mean in the workplace. So why do we just accept that in schools that's different? And she said, oh, look, it's a great vision, but I don't think you can do it. And it really stirred something inside me to say, no, like for kids, we're teaching you what the world is like. And when you go into the workplace, if you don't learn how to be kind when you're young, when you go into the workplace, you just become grown up and still being mean to people. That's not the world that I want to be, shaping. So I don't know, that just really created that fire of change in me to say, well, what if schools became the change agents that we actually want? And while kindness sounds like it's really simple, it's actually not. It's really hard to be kind when you're grumpy or kind when you're facing stress or, it's just really, really hard. So that has just spurred me that that's a really important thing and it's something that I am passionate about. And also when I was at school, I had suffered a lot of bullying as a kid and it really impacted me and my learning. So I know firsthand what that is like and I don't want young people to suffer that. And it's even harder now because when I was growing up, bullying stopped when I got home because, I'm so old, we didn't have technology like you guys do now. Whereas now for you guys, technology means that if people are mean, that just continues outside of the school day. And that is just not okay. And I want to be the change that I want to see in the world. Yeah,
that's really great, yeah. I think it's really important for students to understand that kindness is seen everywhere, but we just need to really bring it out.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not just me. It's if everybody does their little bit, then we create a movement. We create the change. If everyone steps up and says, hey, no, that's not how we do things here. We treat each other with kindness and we understand that everybody is different and everybody is going through whatever challenge is, but just allowing people to be who they are without saying mean stuff online or creating TikTok videos that hurt people. And it makes such a difference, and it will make such a difference to a school community, because when kids feel safe and happy at school, their learning takes off. Like, sky is the limit for learning. So it is so critical, and if everybody does this and gets behind what I'm saying, wow, we will create something unique in Australia, because everybody accepts that there's meanness in schools, and I say no, let's not accept that.
I agree, yeah.
Do you think that any of our school policies or curriculum help in fostering that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot. I'm already looking at our policies, and I'm developing a kindness page for our student hub on our student portal. But I think our policies absolutely can go a lot further. I want to actually create policies that are about how we can proactively develop kindness, rather than policies often are what you do when it's not happening. So we've got policies about anti-bullying, and we've got policies about, not creating environments where bullying and those types of things happen. But they're not in that space where we can say these are the positive things that we're doing to create a kind environment in the first place. So the website or the student hub is the first place. We've got a lot of resources in our staff hub, because it's not just about creating that environment for students. It's actually saying, let's create this environment as a kindness environment for all people, for our families that come and see events, for our staff that work here, for all of you as students. It's about creating that environment where it's 100% kind wherever we go.
Yeah, definitely. And do you have any, could you suggest any practical steps that students could take?
Yeah, I think there's some really easy steps that students can take. Just smile. Ask people how they are. Before you go to say something, that you think is a joke, just pause and think, is this necessary? Is it helpful, what I'm about to say? Is this going to help this person? Is it going to inspire them? Is it necessary to say what I'm about to say? Sometimes we speak before we actually think about what our words can do. Actually, if you see someone that's looking a bit down, I look at everybody. When I walk around the campus, I'm looking at everyone. And, I'm authentically saying, hey, how are you? Are you having a good day? And I'm looking at people, and if I see someone that's a bit down, I'll actually stop and say, how are you going? Are you okay? And I think if we actually show that care to each other, everybody wants to feel cared for. And I think there are little things like that students can do. Opening the door for a teacher, saying thank you. It's the little things that put together over time make a massive difference.
Yeah. And, what are some ways that students could handle disagreements?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I have this little strategy called pause before responding. And this is really helpful, whether it's face-to-face or online. So somebody says something or types something rude about you, and our first, kind of motivation is like, right, get on the keyboard and start, saying stuff back, or retaliation. But actually taking a deep breath and just walking away from the situation is like the number one best way. You can't have conflict unless there is more than one person involved. So if you don't put a match into the fire, it doesn't burn. So if someone says something rude or hurtful online, you need to pause before responding. Don't type anything, but go and have a conversation and say, take that down. I need that taken down. You don't have to say it in an aggressive way. just, with due respect, take it down. If it's face-to-face and someone says something and you're angry, pause before responding and then go back to that situation later and say, hey, can we talk about what was said earlier? Because it really hurt me. Often it's about talking about things after a little bit of time when you've calmed down. That is the best way to deal with conflict. Don't deal with it when we're in the emotional, angry or just upset. That's the worst time to deal with stuff.
Yep.
And if you struggle, get an adult, find a teacher, come and get me. We can help.
Yeah.
So what are some of your plans for the future for
Oh gosh, I've got so many. School dog and bring colour into the campus and, bring that what does a kind environment look like? It looks inviting, places for students to sit and chat and enjoy the place. Certainly I want to get the house spirit through all of the blocks. So now that we've got our mascots, I really want to see, how do we decorate each of our house areas to represent, to have that student ownership across the campus. Student voice is another area that I really want to hear from our students. This is your environment. How do we make this even better? It is a beautiful campus. We've got a great school, but how do we make it better? And you guys have got the key. You've got Yeah.
And how are some ways that students can contact you or, get a message through to you?
Oh, absolutely. So direct message, you can contact me through that. Obviously, I send birthday greetings to you all, so you hear from me. But you can also make contact when you see me around the campus. You can contact my personal assistant, Mrs. Nicola Dalton, and organise to meet with me. Invite me to come and have lunch with you. I love nothing more than spending time with students. So, if I get an invite, I'll cancel things in my calendar to come spend time with you. So, there's lots of ways.
That's great to hear, yeah.
Do you reckon you'll expand this to other schools and include other schools or just keep it at our school?
Well, this will now be the third school where I've developed the 100% Kindness Initiative, and I'm really proud of that because those schools are still doing, they're still doing a lot of the strategies and a lot of the things that we talked about. We had a logo and we had bumper stickers made at my last school, which was 100% kindness, 0 meanness. I'd love to do, but again, that came from the students. So I'm really looking to students to help me create this so that it becomes our school. But look, with the work and the demonstration that we carry out, it will ripple. It's like throwing a stone on a pond. You throw it and you get that ripple out effect. What we do here will get known around the country. And I would love, my whole vision is that there is absolutely no meanness in any school in Australia. I think for how lucky our country is, for how much we have, we should be kind citizens. And
I think that's such a great goal.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I think so. And we can make a difference. And that's a really big thing.
Yeah. And, just to sum up, is there any, is there a key message that you want our listeners to?
Oh, well, firstly, I think thank you for wanting this podcast to really focus on kindness because I think it's getting the conversation happening. We need to talk about it more. Because we all want to feel cared for, we all want to feel okay, we all want to feel a sense of belonging. And we all feel a bit strange at times. We might feel a bit awkward, we might not feel that we fit in. Half the time I think, how did I get this job? How did I become a principal of a school? I'm nothing special. But we all want to feel good. That's the key here. So I think the more we open the conversation and the more young people start making a stand and saying, yeah, this is important. This is the kind of school that we want to be in. And people start saying stuff as well, like in that, hey, we're kind here. This is how we treat each other. Then that momentum will create the change, and that is I think that is one of the most important things we can do. We provide a wonderful education here. There's no question about it. But it's who you will grow up to be is the most important thing to me. The kind of people that you grow up to be. And I think we need to get this conversation happening, because if you look in the news, if you look at what is on TV these days, there's not a lot of kindness out there. We actually need to be the change agents that say there is a lot of good things happening in the world. It's not all miserable, but a lot of negativity sells, and that's what we need to say. No, we're going to be about happy stuff, kind stuff, inspiring stuff. Yeah. There's my messages.
I love that. That's great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Yeah, no worries. I hope you had a good time.
I've loved it. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. And Charlotte, do you want to talk to us about the next episode?
Yep. So next episode, we are having Peter Skeggs, who's been a teacher at the school for 28 years. And sadly, he's retiring at the end of the year, but get to chat to him. So that's exciting.
Fantastic. Awesome. Oh, I can't wait.
Great to have you. Thank you.
Yeah, and well done to you guys. This is awesome.
Thank you.